right. Hello, hello. I hope you all can hear me and see me. Just gonna wait for people to come in. We're just gonna do a standard Q&A here. This is in my new studio space upstairs. I've got my Logitech HD camera up there and my Blue Yeti over here, so I don't have the headphones and I'm not on my phone for the video. So hopefully it comes across well. If not, I guess we'll have to ditch this and go back to the old way it used to be. But I wanted to see how this would look and how it would sound, all that good stuff. Just trying to upgrade the quality and all that good stuff. So hopefully it looks and sounds better. See a few of you in here. Feel free to let me know who's in here if you have any questions or anything. This is just nothing special, really. Just haven't streamed in forever. So this is just kind of getting back into the norm of things. Hopefully, we'll be doing more things in the future. I'll try to do Thursday streams. I don't know if they'll be every week. They'll more than likely be at the same time, though, because this is the perfect time after we've babysitted other kids and I've been home for a while. So it's always going to be Thursday at 7. But I don't know if it's going to be every Thursday or not. But that's the main one I can guarantee. So just trying to do more things for the channel and for everyone else. And I'd like to do different types of streams, like drawing ones, and hopefully be able to do more stuff with the PS4 as well. Different things like that. So yeah, let me know who's here and what's going on and what you want to see or hear, any questions you have. So um, I know I got a few books from the previous new comic book day week that we're not in a video yet, but I'm doing one soon. I don't know if I'll do one for this Saturday or move it to the next one or not. We just cleared out 100 out of our 300 mystery comics from those videos. I'm not sure if you all have seen those or not. The first one did pretty well as far as views, and then they're just kind of slowly declined. So I'm not sure if we still want to keep that going, but I am just trying to have books to show off in this environment without the regular 10 or so books coming out per haul. It makes it difficult to have a bunch of books to show off. So let's see here. I see Keem is in here. Hello, Keem. And then I see Park is in here as well. So he says, looking sharp as always. I don't know why I'm not seeing. Oh, there we go. I just had to refresh my chat. So, what is your favorite Batman book of all time? That's a good question. There are so many good Batman books out there. I don't know. I definitely feel like it just kind of depends on your mood. My favorite modern stuff would be the whole Jim Lee Batman Hush classic stuff. It depends on how far classic you want to go back, but the Dark Knight Returns stuff is huge. Frank Miller, he pretty much with that story just kind of set a whole different course for the regular superhero genre, because everyone after that wanted to pick apart the imperfections of heroes and stuff, and we just kind of saw a trend with that right after that book. I love like Neil Adams and Danny O'Neill's Batman. A lot of good stuff there with Ra's al Ghul. A lot of classic Joker stories in there. Killing Joke is great. Brian Boland. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, of course, the whole Nightfall Batman's back being broken thing. I was a little kid when that had come out. So between that and dealing with the death of Superman, that was kind of a one punch where I think basically the big two were trying to respond to the whole Image thing with all the big guys doing their own company. Because if you look at the timing of both of those books, it's kind of a year or so into the whole Image thing. And that was like their response that I think I can't prove that, but if you just look at it chronologically, that's where it falls. So yeah, that was a huge thing, especially if you're a little kid, seeing, one of your heroes supposedly being dead and the other one having his back broken. Like that's pretty memorable. Let's see here. Let's see. Welcome back. Well, thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate that. yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be trying to do these more often. I've just gotten back into the swing of it here. I'm not sure all of you even saw the messages either. Yeah, I actually got COVID-19. I had that for a couple weeks, and I was battling like a cold before that for about a month or so. Just one thing after another, essentially. So I'm at a spot now. I was able to do a lot of cool things, get a lot of cool things with some of my stimulus money. So I'll be able to show off that stuff in the coming videos. Um, and like the freaking webcams are way too much right now because everyone's staying at home trying to do their Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So I paid like twice as much as the freaking webcam's actually worth just because I wanted to have one and I have it, sooner rather than later, which is dumb because I had been wanting one for a while and I just kept putting it off. But this was one of those things where I was like, I need it, so I got to get it. So have it now. So hopefully, like I said, if this looks good and sounds good, I'll keep using this setup and we'll ditch the phone here. But we'll see how it goes. And then we got upgraded internet as well. So hopefully it should be looking and sounding good there too. I know it was glitching quite a bit. My face would turn weird, different colors and stuff whenever I would try to stream on the phone. So I'm not sure if that's related or not. And then I got like little booster plugins, but those aren't working right now. So I'm not sure if this is coming off okay, because I got those and like I said, they're not working. This spot in my house is like the furthest away spot you can be from where the router is. It's downstairs. This is upstairs all the way on the end of the house. So that's one of those things. So hopefully it sounds cool. Yeah, and then I'd like to do like some more drawing videos and stuff like that. I've got my drawing table I just purchased. That was one of those things that I just got. So let me keep reading here. Yeah, the Nightfall and Abysses for sure. Those are awesome, Renaud. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I used to do the live streams like every Thursday, and then just stuff kind of happened. Schedules got in the way. I feel like I'm going to be able to do a lot more in this space. So hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more content with regular videos too. I just can't commit to them because the schedule. I've got like the 3 kids and work stuff and all sorts of other stuff. I need to work on freaking the Bull number 2, which I'm sure some of you at least would like to see. Um, Apparently the Indiegogo campaign's been inactive for so long that it is 100% like permanently closed. So you can't even get digital copies of the book on there. If you do want one for like $5 though, or actually $3, you can email me at jaketheartist@yahoo.com. Just say, hey, I want the Bull number 1 digital, and I'll just get it off to you in 2 seconds. It's a 20-page comic of an independent character that I created when I was like 4 years old, and just finally was able to do something with him when I found out how to self-print and to do it cheaply. So let's see here. What do you think will happen with DC 5G thing? That's hard to say, especially with the whole COVID thing. They're trickling stuff so sparsely right now that it's really hard to say. Like they're just trying to play that safe. So they really can't have any big gambles at this point. Even like the solicitations and stuff have been few and far between. And right now, like Diamond's kind of upset with them because they wanted to go through a different distributor, Lunar Press, I guess, or I think it's just Lunar. I'm not sure. But basically, they were going to go through, and they did ship books for a couple weeks, and it wasn't like a lot of stuff. It was like a few 100-page giants and stuff like that. But basically, like in the last previews that came out, there wasn't like the little DC previews floppy in there. If you're looking at like the pullbox.com for preview stuff, you still see it on there. But if you're looking in the catalog, like they mentioned the 3 Jokers book, but that's really about it. So like they're kind of miffed at them a little bit for that. So yeah, for sure. Author Dan Plouffe. Yes, I'm going to be doing more ASMR, more gaming stuff. I finally got a Elgato that actually works, and I got a PC that works. There's kind of an issue there. Like it's a refurbished one, so it has like makes this weird noise when it's running, and apparently one of the batteries is bad. So I've still got to iron out that, but I did test it to see if it'll capture, and it did. So hopefully soon we'll be seeing some stuff there. And I'm gonna try to do like a lot of like retro superhero stuff. My main system growing up was the Sega Genesis, and I recently reacquired a Sega. So I got a Sega, and I've got maybe 10 or so superhero related video games. I'd also like to do ones from the other systems too, but those ones were the main ones I wanted to get because that was like my childhood pretty much. So what work do I do in life? I'm a manager for a group home for kids with special needs. So yeah, I used to be like one of the caretakers, and then I got promoted. I've been there for 7 years, and I've been the manager of that house for 5 years. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more things and like in the space too. I finally got like shelves over here. Like I kind of want to pull this off and show you my shelves and stuff that I've got, but I don't know. That might be another video type of thing too. But yeah, so I've gotten basically all of my trades are on these two shelves here. Actually going to have to get a third one. I think I don't know where I'm going to put it though. And then I need to get a TV up here to be able to record the gaming stuff if I can. I'm going to have to capture off of the one in my room, but ideally I need to have the space where I can't worry about, interrupting other people's stuff too. So, and even up here, like it's close to where the water pipe runs. So it's like, you can't wash dishes or do laundry when I'm trying to record up here, else you hear like water hissing from that direction. So even then, there's still a caveat, but it's a different type of problem than, okay, everyone stop, watching your movie or whatever, so I can go record for an hour. Like that's annoying. So I'm trying to. My whole thing is I always try to be considerate, of everyone as much as I can. So that's kind of how it goes, But yeah, I look forward to making more stuff. Any more questions we've got here? We've got about 45 more minutes still to go here. I'm willing to answer any question that you may have. So, and then it's hard to say. Oh, I finally saw the Joker movie. That took me forever, but they had it on sale from Vudu, so I finally got to watch that. I was annoyed. Like I still ended up seeing the spoiler because that movie got memed so much. So it's like I definitely feel like some of the impact of the movie was gone from it because I had seen a lot of big moments, especially. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even want to spoil it here, but I'm sure you've all seen it. But it's like I've seen so many things that were memed from it that it wasn't as serious as it was intended to be for me because I had waited so long. So if I'd seen it as soon as it came out, I probably would have been more impacted by it. I did think it was a well done movie. I enjoyed all the work they put into it. I was surprised the song they used when he was dancing on the steps. I wasn't expecting them to use that song for that. I don't really know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that song. So yeah, just thought that was a really odd choice, but I mean, it worked. So Snyder cut on HBO. Yes, I sure am. I'm looking forward to seeing, what his true vision was. He had a whole different thing planned. Uh, as you guys know, he was a lot more serious of a guy than old Joss Whedon. And Whedon did like the Avengers and stuff like that, and he's known to do other things as well. So they called him in to help because stuff had just taken a different turn for Snyder. Unfortunately, I'm trying to remember. I think it was his son who committed suicide. I don't remember exactly, so don't quote me on that. But basically, he came in because Snyder had to deal with his personal stuff there and grieving and all that stuff. So he came in and he, cobbled things together as best as he could. But yeah, it just it took a different direction. And like, Snyder was going to continue to do things. There was going to be more films and stuff. And that just really didn't come off. I mean, there still was a post-credits scene in Justice League. But yeah, Snyder wanted to take it somewhere different. He had like other epic plans. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I believe they said it's going to be a 6-part miniseries on HBO Max, and it will be next year. So there's still some time. Don't rush out and get HBO Max yet because like I said, it's probably about a year or so away before we actually start seeing that content. So little little caution there. If you're curious to see it, it's not out yet, but it is confirmed to come out. So pretty cool. Keem, thank you so much. You donated $2 there. Let's see. All I want is Green Lantern and the Snyder Cut. Yes. There's supposed to be 3 Green Lanterns that make an appearance. From what I hear from it, and then we're going to see like Darkseid in there. I think we're going to see Superman in his black suit in there. Word has it that they are even bringing the actors back in for a few shots to make sure that his full vision is achieved in this film. So I believe Affleck might even be back in the seat for a few scenes. Henry Cavill has agreed to stay on for more Superman. I think they're going to take it in a brighter direction, possibly, because that was something that was discussed as well. But once again, I'm not 100% confident on that. But it is cool to see that we will see that, and it wasn't just hearsay, but something that existed. But I don't know if it fully existed. But like I said, it's going to be achieved by the end of next year, because like I said, they're going to get the extra shots and everything else in, and it's going to be even longer, I would assume. If it's going to be 6 episodes, I don't think each one will at least be an hour, I would imagine. So I think the original movie was close to 3.5 hours or so, and this is probably going to be at least 6 hours if we were doing an hour each for each episode. So I don't know, but I am looking forward to it for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else here. It's just been so much time. I looked, the last live that I had done, I guess, was right around when we had achieved our 1,000 subscribers back in September, I guess. So I couldn't believe it had been that long, but I guess it had. All I can say is, I just hope we continue to grow and we can have some more big celebrations like that. I've got, plenty of other stuff to give away. As you know, with all the COVID stuff going on, most of the conventions and stuff are being canceled. Emerald City Comic-Con was still pushed, though, so it might still happen. I think it's the last week of August. I still have my ticket for it, because basically they said, hey, we can either give you a refund or we can push it over to new tickets for if it happens. So I have my tickets for if it happens, but if not, then I think they're going to refund them. But so over here, by that time, it's supposed to be reopened from everything, but it's hard to say at this point. So it might or might not happen. And then who's to say which artistic guests are even going to be there or not? But, I'll find ways at least to, buy some other things that have been signed for creators and stuff for the giveaway as well. Because that's the whole thing. I want to, provide something cool for you guys whenever we hit a milestone like that. So we'll probably try to do, once we hit 2,000, we'll do signed something giveaway, like one item. And then once we get to 3,000, then it'll be the big 9 or so books like we had just done. So hopefully that'll happen sooner rather than later. I've been doing this for close to 3 years now, so I like to see the continued growth. I don't know what's been going on as far as the views and stuff. I know just kind of everyone's schedules in general has just kind of shifted and been different, with everything going on. So it's really hard to say. I think a little bit of algorithm is a little bit algorithm related, but I know I need to put more different types of videos on as well. So, but it's hard for me to do that, especially if I'm just putting the one on the Saturday. So hopefully we'll see some different ones peppered in throughout the week. So I've got quite a few ideas. So we should be seeing those sooner rather than later. So yeah, anything else here? I got some more different art books as well. I don't want to spoil everything that I've gotten. I've gotten some more collections as well. I'll probably be doing some more classic readings. I've got to finish the whispered reading of the Dark Knight Returns on the channel. I put out part 1 who knows how long ago, but it'll be linked to the new one whenever I put out part 2. But so I'll definitely be doing that. I don't know about new stuff, it's kind of hard to say because a lot of books kind of start off strong and then after a little bit they just kind of go in a different direction because it's like when I started my channel way back, in September, like what was it, 2017, I guess. Well, that's when I started posting stuff anyway. I had like the rebirth stuff for Superman, Batman. I was doing Nightwing, Detective Comics. I was reading IDW's Ninja Turtles on there. I did some Bone on there as well. And, it was kind of scattershot as far as what people would view or not. And then it's like, Batman started really strong with Rebirth, and then it just kind of took a weird direction. I've always enjoyed the art in it. Like they always make sure to have pretty good artists on flagship books like Batman and Superman, but sometimes the writing goes in a different place that I don't particularly care for. It doesn't really excite me. Like it starts off good, like I said, and then it just kind of meanders because it's like a lot of these guys feel like they have to put like a substantial mark on a book, so they'll just commit and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do 100 issues of this series or 50 issues," and it's like, okay, but it's like, are you just drawing them out so you can do 50 issues though, or are we gonna have like a fully realized like something special in that time span? So it's like King had committed to doing 100 issues of Batman, and he didn't even get to do that because I would say part of it would be sales. Like towards the end, it wasn't very strong, and at one point, it was even outsold by the Immortal Hulk. So it's like I think DC took notice of that, and they're like, okay, well, you can still finish your story, but it'll be a mini series, which was supposed to have already started to come out with Batman and Catwoman, but it hasn't yet. So I'm not sure even about that, but so it's things like that where it's like they'll boast that claim of I'm going to do this many issues, and it's like, well, you really probably only should have done half of that because you're just kind of stretching things out to fit that number rather than pacing the story and providing enough content where it seems like it's a fully formed thought. Like King had some good stuff, but then he would do some experimental stuff in there too. So I feel like a lot of it was muddied with his experimental stuff and just things like that. So, but I always enjoyed the art, and I always enjoy too whenever they will randomly bring in talent that I'm not familiar with. So then it's like, oh, I get to find this new artist who I didn't know about, who does good work that I didn't know about. So it's like I didn't know about Mikhail Yanin before Batman Rebirth, and apparently he had even worked on Superman before that. But I wasn't reading Superman because I waited until Rebirth started to pick that up. So it's like little things like that. That's kind of the fun element of it. Like if you're in it for more than just the heroes, like for me, I like the talent side of it too. So I like discovering new talent as well. So I don't get digital comics. Like I can understand the appeal for it, but it's like if you have collected physical, I think there's a piece of you that will always want physical. At the end of the day, it's one of those things like, okay, if these people come to a convention, what are they going to sign the back of your iPad? Like that just doesn't work. And then for me, like I like to physically look at it and try to draw stuff from it and things like that. And I take my time with my books. Like I don't sit there and try to speed through it in like 2 minutes. Like me, I digest the thing. Like, and that's granted, that's not how everyone enjoys comics, but that's how I do. And I think if you're one of those types of people, then you see less of an appeal for digital. I get the convenience of it. I get the cost of it. Even like whenever I'm selling one of my digital comics, like that's all profit for me. If I sell the print one and mail it out or whatever, I see like maybe $1 or so of that at the end of the day because like there's shipping and printing and all that good stuff. And by the time you take all that out of the picture, then it's like, okay, here's $1. Or even at like my local shop, it was split basically 50-50, and it cost me half the price to make the book. So I pretty much broke even on the book, but it was just being able to have the honor of having my comic on the shelf at my local comic shop. So even though like I didn't make money off of that, it was cool to have it in there, and to have people who bought it. And yeah, so it's just kind of an experience there. And I didn't overprint it or anything like that. If I had, I'm sure like costs would have been a little better, but I wasn't gonna make a big huge financial gamble on it. And I'll print more of them. Like, that's not really that big of an issue. And I'm not at a point where I have so many people clamoring for it that I need to print, 1,000 books or whatever. I only printed 140 copies. So if you have it, like, that's limited to 140. And I'll do a reprint where the cover looks slightly different and stuff. But whenever I do any campaigns, it's always, I'm just going to do a little over what is ordered from the campaign, and then, have some extras for me, my family, and a few other people, and for like my local shop and stuff. But it's not going to be anywhere where it's like this big sea of them in my closet in a box just stewing waiting to get sold. It'll be limited. So when you get it, I mean, it is a collector's item, even if it's shoddily done or whatever you want to call it. It is still highly collectible. So, and even when, I don't know if I'll even do like trades with it as well, because then that discourages the point of even getting a floppy copy of it. So I don't know. But that's a whole thing too. And then when like the main campaigns in, then I just switch it to digital. So it's like, okay, you missed out on the window to get the print book, but if you really want to read the story, you can at least read the digital copy for a few dollars less than what the cost of the floppy was in the first place. So just one of those things. Yeah, and then apparently my GameCube died this past week or so. So one of the games I wanted to do on there was this Wolverine game that had come out right when I think it was X-Men 2 had come out. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3, but basically in that game, Mark Hamill voices Wolverine in the game, and it's a pretty enjoyable game, and it's not one that a lot of people have seen. And I mean, it's definitely tough in spots. I think like the game broke when I tried to 100% complete it way back in the day when it came out. I haven't tried to rebeat it since then. There was like an airfield or something where you're shooting down stuff. And yeah, the game, like, it just not acknowledged that I had shot down everything or whatever it was. And I was just like stuck on this roof behind it, like a gun turret without anything to do. So, but other than that, I mean, I had a lot of cool moments in it. And like I said, having Mark Hamill voice Wolverine, that was a unique experience in if it of itself. I can't even talk, so you can enjoy that. So, but yeah, having Mark Hamill in it was huge. And if you don't even point it out, like, it definitely sounds like him, but it's not so over the top where it sounds like Joker. But it's enough gravel in the voice that you can pick it up. So, but it was fun. So, and then you could do like stealth moves, and he would do like finishers, and there was like different moves and stuff you unlocked with dog tags. It was really cool. Yeah, GameCube had a lot of good games on. I think it was an underappreciated system. I still think I like that Smash the best out of all the Smash ones. I think, what was that, Melee? Because after that, like, they just started putting characters in it. It stopped being about like just Nintendo fighting Nintendo characters. They threw in like Snake and stuff, and I think Sonic was in the one on the Wii too. But the previous one, I think it was just Melee on the GameCube. That one it was still just all Nintendo people, and that really remained true to the initial vision. And though I like having people like Snake and Sonic and all of them in there, at this point, it's like, I would say a third of the Ultimate roster. It's like I've never even played games with those people in it, so it's like it's hard for me to get excited when they're like, "Oh, these new challengers are in here," and then it's like, "Oh, it's some random person from a game I've never played." And then they have like the Mii costumes, which is really weird. So it's like there are a lot of people like, "Yeah, they put Sans in the game," but it's like, yeah, but he's just like a skin on one of the Mii custom characters. So it's like, it'd be cool if he was actually in the game, but it's like, it's just a suit that's on your little custom Mii. So it's, stuff like that. And I think they had one of like Ezio as one of the little customies. It's like, why isn't Ezio just a regular character in there? Like, they could have done that. And, there's more than enough people who know and love the Assassin's Creed series. I'm one of those. It's my favorite modern game series. So it's like, why isn't he just a normal character? So yeah, Wii Fit Trainer. Well, I mean, technically, at least she's still a Nintendo character, though. Like I'm talking about when they just start putting in, I don't know, just random people. Yeah, I mean, although technically, like there's still games that are like published by Nintendo or whatever, but it's like they're not icons. You think of Mario, Nintendo, Kirby, Nintendo, but it's like, yeah, I'm sure you all know what I mean. So how about you guys? Is there like any particular like books you're looking forward to getting or have gotten that you want me to know about or anything like that? I actually started to read some of the books from my purchases that I made last week. I actually only had like a handful of books anyway, even after, everything had been closed for a month or whatever. Like between the 2 weeks that the shop was open, I only had like, I think it was 5 books, and one of those was actually an accidental pull. It was another variant cover that I didn't order, but I was just like, no, I'll just go ahead and get it anyway, just to lump it in there and support my shop. So, um, but I've been getting a lot of I'm trying to catch up on things that I have wanted to buy in the past. So I'm working on getting all the Cerebus trades. And I just got one that was out of print. Basically, it's been going for about 100 on Amazon and stuff, but I just got it for half that, which is still, I mean, it's more than the cover price on it, but I felt like it was a good enough price since the thing is out of print and usually goes for $100. So like, oh, $50 is fine. So I have about half of them. So hopefully I'll have all of them soon. And I'm just trying, once I have all of them, then I'll really have to figure out my shelving situation. Right now, everything fits, but if there's much room, especially if you get like another 10 or so books from a certain series on that shelf, that's where it starts to see some strain. And right now, the shelf that has my Cerebus books is pinched. Like there's no more room for anything else on there. So I have to move that to a new shelf. But there's no other shelf where I could put it. So there's no shelf that'll support another 9 Cerebus trades or whatever. So, or maybe 8. I don't know. But I've got about half of them. There's 16. I have half. So, but then I got all the I just got all the Hellboy trades. And these ones are cool because they're in chronological order. So there's like, I guess like when the series started, it had taken place in the modern day, but then the short stories covered before that. So between the short stories, which are take up 2 trades, and then the normal narrative is another 4. So it's all those, and then I got them at a crazy reduced price. So, and I've never read the whole series of Hellboy. I've just read a few issues here and there. So I'm excited to finally have that and enjoy that because I've just had a few of them. Like I've always enjoyed like the visual look of the character and the basic premise and stuff, but definitely wasn't anywhere caught up to speed on the full narrative of the story. So got those. Yeah, those have been my main things. I'm catching up on my classic Eastman Turtles wave, or Eastman and Laird rather. It's hard. Like I know that it's they both created it, but it's like you just think of Eastman mostly, which is unfortunate because it was a partnership. But so I just bought volume 3, and that's the one I'm working on reading right now. I had bought 2 like at the beginning of the month, I think, and I had 4 for like years because I got it for super cheap, but I couldn't read it because I didn't read the other 2 volumes yet. So it's just been on my shelf like unread, waiting for me to get to the other 2 trades. So that's what that's been doing. So I'm reading volume 3 right now and enjoying that. And then 5 is out of print right now. I think they're all out of print right now, but it's like on Amazon, like it's not available. It'll pop up every now and then it's available. And whenever I had money, it wasn't available, and now, yeah, it's still not available. So I'm waiting for that. And then I'm just kind of enjoying reading the backlog of stuff right now. Like, um, I enjoy my modern stuff, but it's like I get most of my inspiration. The stuff that excites me is really from before in the past. So, and it's weird because I mean, some of it isn't like super super old. I mean, when even when I read like the Marvel Civil War stuff and all that, like I love that. And I mean, that was what, like 2006 or so, something like that. And it's just like it's only been like this past maybe 5 or so years. It's been a little bit, I guess, before I moved here. So maybe, I don't know, maybe around maybe 8 or so years that I've really, it's been very hard to get me excited about current stuff. I mean, every now and then there's something, like mainly the art in books is what excites me, not so much the story. Oh, which is unfortunate. I was really excited. Actually, I didn't start collecting Batman ongoing here until the whole Death of the Family Capullo Snyder Joker story. That's when I officially started collecting Batman monthly. And at that point, I was really impressed because they had weaved the narrative into the other comics really well. Like Nightwing had his own story, Batgirl had hers, Damian had his, and they all met together in the conclusion to that story in the regular ongoing Batman book. So I was super impressed with how everyone just kind of got together and got on the same page and made a really memorable story. So, and even how I have them in my box, I have them like based in reading order as opposed to like actual issue number. So it's like I think it's the first part of the Death in the Family thing, and then we'll go into another characters, and then it picks back up for the conclusion at the end. So it's like, and I did that with a few other things as well. Every now and then you can do that, and when you do, I think it's really cool. Boxing comic reader. I've been doing well. Thanks for asking, man. How have you been doing? Well, I don't know if you just heard, but basically, I wasn't doing well, but I'm doing well now. I actually had the coronavirus and all this other good stuff, and I had been battling a cold for since March. So, but I'm finally in good health after all that. So hopefully we'll be able to do more content here, and I've gotten tons of more stuff to be able to make that content. So, and then I finally have my new glasses on. I don't know if anyone cares or not. So I actually got two pairs. I have another one that has like a blue metallic thing, but that just shines too bad with the ring light here. So I've got it switched to this. But I can't wear these in public because they slide down with all the face touching and the mask wearing in public. It's hard to wear these in public. So when I wear them, it's predominantly when I'm filming and doing stuff like this. So oh, good. So you're reading some comics, but you're behind. So what stuff are you behind on, boxing comic reader? And you're studying for finals. That's good. It's always good to study for finals. And is that for college or high school? Yeah, I have been out of school for a while now, but I am always happy to hear when people are putting in that effort and doing the best they can because it's always good to try to do your best. So I know it's cliche, but I'm a cliche guy sometimes. Oh, you're in high school. Cool, cool. So are you like a senior, or I mean, do you have college plans, all that good stuff, or are you just still just trying to get through in the earlier grades? Oh yeah, and then I got a lot. My shop had like basically the last run for Jim Lee for the X-Men, like the stuff from 1990 with the X-Men #1 with the Omega Red stuff and all that, up through basically when he left the series, which is I think issue 12 or so. So they had all those single issues as a bundle. So I bought that. So I've been reading those, and I don't think I ever read all of those even before. I know I read through all the Omega Red stuff, but I don't remember like the issues with Ghost Rider and stuff. So I'm on issue I think 8 now. So, and then like the Mojo stuff, I didn't know that that was in there either. So I remember it on the cartoon. A lot of the stuff in the cartoon was really informed by that Jim Lee stuff, even like the visual look and stuff. But I didn't know like even like Mojo and all that stuff was even in there too. So that was cool to see that. Oh, you're gonna sophomore. That's cool. That's cool. Last day of school. Yeah, I know the whole online thing is so weird, and I don't understand how it's really um I don't know. It's hard to like I don't know how they're really grading it and stuff, and even the following years I don't really know. I mean, I know they're doing like participation and stuff, and I'm sure like for your guys they're grading stuff as well, but it just seems so weird, but they're just trying to be safe and keep you guys safe. So hopefully it's working. Um Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, I did all the things you're supposed to do. I wore my mask even like when I wasn't like basically before I headed out the door every morning. I always washed like anytime I entered a new place, did the whole 6 feet thing. It still got me, so it's kind of frustrating. What I've seen is basically, I would say about 80% of the population is asymptomatic. They have it, but they don't have any symptoms. And then they're just spreading it, going to regular public places. Or they might have a symptom that isn't like one of the main scary ones, like the trouble breathing. They could just have, I don't know, I don't know, they could just have a cough maybe, or they could just have like a muscle ache or some random thing. Like that's the thing. There's just so many little nuances to it. It's hard to say. But I mean, out of us, there was 13 people in my spot total. 10 of us got it, and then four of us had symptoms. So it's like if you're looking at that to kind of throw under a microscope, it's like okay, so it's like most of the population has it and they're asymptomatic, and then there's about 10 or so percent who has symptoms, and then there's the super super small amount, like maybe the 1 to 5% who are like deathly ill with it, which it's all about protecting those people, which it's understandable. Life is life at the end of the day, so it's like I can appreciate doing anything and everything to protect as many people as we can, but it's hard because it's like there's so many people who like they're not even taking it serious. It's just like, well, it might not personally affect and put you in a spot like these other people, but it's like, do we want these other people to ever even be in this spot? So that's what it's all about. It's just kind of being there and being considerate of others, really. And I know it's hard, financially and just breaking habits and stuff. And we don't get to experience things like we used to, but we're just doing the best we can. So you have college plans, you said. So if you don't mind me prying, like, do you know your major and stuff like that? Are you looking at a certain direction there? And yeah, we're supposed to have a few more weeks of school. I think we have maybe 2 more weeks. We kind of start late out here, and then we get out late. When I'm originally from Mississippi, so it's like we started in August, and then we let out. I want to say I'm trying to remember. Was it the end of May? Maybe I think so. So it was like just one of those things where it was like we've always just seemed like we're at a different pace. And then like my birthday was right around the beginning of the month too. So it'd be like we would celebrate my birthday and be like, boom, go to school next day, or something like that. So it'd be like my birthday would be the reminder that school was coming up. So it was not very fun. So mechanical engineering, that's cool. That sounds like something difficult that I could never ever understand. But it's cool that it's something that you're passionate about, and hopefully you'll do well with it. Another thing that always impresses me is like architecture and stuff. I love like looking at buildings and stuff and big cities like, Seattle and Chicago and different places like that, and seeing these structures, or like other countries where they have like these big elaborate churches and stuff. Like I love looking at architecture, but I personally know I could never um, be in a position to pull any of that off. So I highly respect people who are involved in these careers that blow my mind essentially. So good luck to you with that. Hope you do well with it. If it's something you want to do, go do it. Yeah, for me, for the longest time, I was just majoring in art, and then I switched to wanting to help kids make better choices and stuff, and just be supportive and caring. So then I switched from art college to becoming a youth minister. So I did like Bible college for 4 years, and then I worked in churches for about 5 years total. And then we moved out here and just been working with kids with special needs ever since. So I'm still helping kids just in a different way, but I've always just wanted to help people. And I've always just enjoyed trying to help young kids as well. So that's my passion. So I have that, and then I've just kind of revisited the whole art thing because, as you guys know, I'm a huge, huge comic book person. So it just made sense to kind of that back up, and I'm glad that I finally produced my first comic. I look forward to making more of them. So, oh yeah, very cool, Keen. Well, that would be cool. So I don't know if I'll ever see you at any point, but if you're ever in the area, let me know. That's very cool. So your plan is to move to Seattle for a few years for the conservatory, the music school. So that's very cool. Well, I wish you the best too. And yeah, if you're ever in the area, let me know and I will certainly try to show you a few sites and stuff out here. So, but yeah, if you guys don't know, Keem has been a viewer on the channel forever. So his main passion is making music. So he's got one of my videos a few weeks back. I linked to his music that he had made. So it's on one of those. I think it's 2 videos ago, maybe 3 videos ago now. So check that out. You can leave a link if you want, Keem. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but if you have it, you can throw it in there. But yeah, his main thing is music. So I'm happy that he does something that he enjoys. And once again, he's able to share it on a widespread level as well. So yeah, I just hope that this is going well. Like, I'm assuming it's going okay because you're all responding in the comments and stuff. But that was the thing, I had to hang up with like the internet speed. Anytime I would get on anyone else's streams, like, I'd try to do a drawing competition stream or whatever and be like, oh, you have a potato cam. And I'd be like, I've just got what I've got. So it was like, in like this, the previous webcam I had was like the 720 whatever. So now I've got the 1081. But even when I would use my phone, which is, I guess, decent like usage on there, it was still like not being crystal clear. So kind of frustrating. So hopefully all that is fixed now. I haven't tried to be a guest on anyone's drawing shows or anything like that, but hopefully if I do in the future, I won't be known as the potato cam guy. So Keem has dropped his SoundCloud link down below if you guys want to check that out. I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it. I think he's just put a couple new ones in there too. I think I remember him posting about that. So check that out. I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it. And I'd appreciate it too because he constantly supports my channel. So of course I want to support whatever he's doing. So, and even for you guys, I mean, anything you guys have going on, like, this is not just my thing. This is a community. Once again, as cliche as that sounds, I'm here to produce content, but I love this side of it too, the interacting side of it. I love reading my comments. You guys know every single thing you post, I read. I try to respond to it. I'll put a heart on it, all that good stuff. Every now and then I'll get one that's a spam, but I mean, I'll even go in my spam folder to make sure because I care so much about hearing your guys' comments that I want to make sure everyone is heard and no one is left out. So I always do my best to check out those comments. So anything at all you want to tell me, share with me, promote, whatever. If you want me to shout your channel out on a video or whatever, dedicate something to you, like, I have no problem doing that. Like, I'm still in that phase myself where it's like we all need support, So it's like I'm not better than any one person, and I don't think you guys think that either about yourselves. So it's like we're kind of just all this group of equals that has this passion for comic books or for the ASMR thing. And it's just a cool space to come together and just bounce stuff around. So, yeah, anything at all you want to tell me, even after the stream is over, whatever, it'll still be up on my videos under the non ASMR playlist. So, check it out on there. And then you can just comment below on there. I'll read those as well, too. It's not exclusive to just this time right now. I value the comments like nobody's business. So anything you want to say, I'm ready to hear it. So that was lagged here, but have I checked out any of TKO's comics? I have not. I have heard of them though. If you guys aren't familiar, they're kind of like a prestige format maker of comics. And what's cool about them is they have basically different ways to experience their books. Like if you like your stuff in trades, I think they have like the series collected in a trade, and then they have like another version that's the floppies where it'll be like a 4-part story. Each of the flops will be together, but then it'll be like in a slipcase box where you can put it on your shelf and it'll look like this nice like presentation thing. And I'm pretty sure they have digital too. So but yeah, I know of the company, but I haven't read any of their stuff. I'm kind of looking to do a little bit of that, especially right now, because like before, basically, like I buy so many comics that any extra stuff that I get usually goes right to the stuff in my pull box to support my local shops. So since we're at a spot now where it's like there's so little coming out from those places, I'm still supporting them, but it's not like this ongoing obligation of, oh, this week I've got 15 books waiting in one shop and 10 in another. It's like, okay, I've got, 5 books after 2 weeks in a shop. Like it's not this big, huge golem of a responsibility I have to take care of. So it's like, that's why I've been able to get some trades and stuff. So there's a few, I think there's one, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I think it's by Steve Epting. And I want to get that one. It was one of the first ones to come out, but I'm curious in that because I love Steve Epting's work. So I was huge into his run on Captain America. Him and Brubaker, that's one of my favorite runs ever for Captain America. So I do want to check that one out. And I think there's been a few other ones as well, but that's the main one I can think of, but I'm blanking on it. But I do love the concept that they have these different ways to experience the books. That's just kind of something memorable for the reader. And I think they were just nominated for some sort of award as well, but I can't recall what it was. Okay, well, you might try to do if they're too big. Are you familiar with like the DC Black Label stuff that's kind of bigger? They might be magazine size then. If they won't fit in your standard comic book bag, they might fit in a magazine size bag. So look into that. I'm not clear on the dimensions of it, but if you go to I think it's bcwsupplies.com. Yeah, bcwsupplies.com. You can find pretty much anything to collect with there. That's who I always use. They have bags, boards, comic boxes, card cases, all sorts of anything. And I think they even have like little glass cases for baseballs there. So, but those will probably fit inside the magazine size bags. I don't physically have it on me, but I think that will work. Boxing comic book reader. So yeah, Sarah, I think is the one that I'm talking about. That's the Steve Epting one. And I think Betty Brightweiser did the colors on it. I believe. I'm, once again, not 100%, as I say 1.5 million times, but I think that's the one. Yeah, so try to check that out. I'm pretty sure if they're a bigger size, because I didn't even know that for the longest time. When I got where I was able to get a bunch of the old school Tick books. I have like the original, like first print run and everything of those, and that's when I learned how like the larger comics will fit in magazine bags. So that's when I found out. So chances are, if it's a larger prestige book like that, it'll probably fit in one of those, and those fit nicely on a comic shelf here, or your bookshelf rather. That's what I've got. All my DC Black Labels are on my shelf next to my bigger trades as well. So that's what I recommend. So yeah, anything else you guys want to let me know? We've got about 4 minutes here, so you have to go down and eat with my family and all that good stuff. But I always want to keep this time with you guys as well. So hopefully we'll continue to do these in the coming weeks. Fingers crossed. But like I said, I love doing these. So please keep coming back. If you forget, I mean, you can just mark it pretty much. It'll be Thursday, 7 o'clock this time here. I don't know what time you all are watching it on, but I'm based in the Seattle area, and it starts at 7 my time. So it'll be about an hour before you watch this here. So hopefully we'll continue to be doing them. And if this works, great. And if not, I will throw it on my phone. Trying to read more DC Black Label books, but the other books I'm pulling, yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's so many books. Like, I get bummed because it's someone will bring up like a new book that sounds interesting to me, and I'll be like, oh, that sounds great, but it's like I really have to stay within my budget thing, because it's like it can easily overtake you and be like a financial burden type of thing, and you definitely don't want to be in that spot with your hobbies where it becomes more of a chore than joy and a passion. So, but yeah, the Black Label ones I got the what, I can't read them from here, but I think it's Batman Damned. I got the Harley Quinn miniseries, and then I got like the Superman one that Frank Miller did. I think those are all the ones that I have read. So I think that's it. I think they've done about 6 others, so I don't have the other 3, but I think those are the only ones I have. I highly recommend the Harley one and the Batman one. The art's pretty cool, but the story is really random. So, and that one's by Lee Bermejo. And then the Harley one is by I can't pronounce the last name. It's like Subject or whatever. But they just announced the other day that they're officially going to be done doing regular like DC Marvel stuff. So they're going to go off and do their creator own thing, and then they're doing like webcomic type stuff. And then when they finish it, they're going to have it published by Image Comics. So if you're into that artist who worked on the Harley Quinn miniseries, that's what they're doing. So, and I can't wait to see what they do, because they have put out a lot of quality work in that series and got a lot of interest and a lot of buzz. So it'll be fun to see what they do next. Yeah, Joker Killer Smiles is that's the one I didn't get. I think that came out the same time as the Harley one, and is like I had to get one or the other type of thing. So that's cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it, though. I'm curious about it. Like, there's been Batman books I've even had to like turn away that I'm interested about. Like, there was the other one they did. It was like either an 8 or a 12-part series, something about death or something. And like I missed out on that one because it's like, well, I've already got so many books, but it's like it was still one that I was curious about. So, well, do you all have anything else? We've got about a minute here, and then we'll wrap it up. And if there's nothing else, I'll see y'all back here hopefully next Thursday, the same time. Like I said, if you're watching this later, yeah, you can still comment down below. I'll read it. I'll react to it. Definitely don't forget, every Saturday we upload videos regularly every Saturday. So usually it's around later in the day. Check on there, because I try to film either Friday night or early Saturday morning, and there's editing time and all that good stuff. So if you check later Saturdays, typically they're up. I'm trying to get some more out, and hopefully we'll have more of a schedule there, but I can't, commit to anything, unfortunately. But like I said, I definitely every Saturday check it out. Later part of the day, there's usually a video up, and then we'll try to keep doing these on Thursday this time. And then maybe we'll get a couple other videos out during the week, one focusing on sounds and then possibly the other being reading, and then alternate it a little bit. So, and even really like my Saturday videos or haul videos. I do art book videos like the Turtles one I did a couple weeks ago. I got a few more books like that. Or I'll do like the previews catalog, which I just put one of those out this past Saturday. So check those out. That shows the new stuff that'll be out in a couple months. Plan on checking out Joker's. Let's see, Smile Killer. I'm not sure of that, but I'm definitely following the Joker War event. So anything that comes out in relation to that, I'm totally getting. Joker Smile Killer. Is that the name of the character? Like, I know Punchline, but I know that there's another character as well. Oh yeah, I think it's just Smile Killer, isn't it? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I saw like they have I think it's 1 in 25 variant cover. Hopefully I'll get it for my shop. I don't know if I will or not, because they typically don't tend to do like the retail games like that where Marvel will be like, "Oh, you have to pre-order 50 of these books to get this random variant cover." Like they're not huge on it. It's basically like if it's not a common variant cover, they typically don't get it, and if they do, it costs a lot of money, which obviously they have to do that because if they just gambled on 50 copies of the book that may or may not sell, it's like, yeah, you're going to foot the bill for that through buying this variant cover. So I get it. Yeah, but that's that. The Joker War is the new thing that's coming out, so that's very exciting. That's the name of the book. It's supposed to be a follow up to. I don't know. So I mean, if that is, I'll definitely read it for sure. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Thanks for informing me of that comic, boxing comic reader. So all right, so we'll do it. This will do it for now. We were just at the hour mark on the stream here. We're 2 minutes after live, but well, that's it for now. So as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this thing out with people, grow it so we can get more cool giveaways and we can grow this community and do more great big things. And as always, you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.